Hi, my name is Samantha Fletcher, and today we're going to be talking probably about one of the most controversial men up to date. He is a businessman, he's a realtor, and he can literally pretty much do anything. He gets through anything that anybody throws at him. He's broke barriers, he has done so much, and we are talking about our 45th president, Donald Trump. Donald John Trump was born June 14th, 1946, which makes him 78 years old. He was the fourth born out of five children to Marianne McLeod and Frederick Christ Trump Sr. He grew up in an upscale community of Queensboro of New York, and which is also known as Jamaican Estates. He has turned out to be a businessman, a realtor, and so many more things. Donald Trump has been married to his wife, Melania Trump, for 24 years. He has five children. He has one with Melania Trump, and then he has four other children from previous marriages. He has Donald Trump Jr., who is 41 years old, and his mother is Ivana Trump. He's got Ivanka Trump, who is 37 years old, whose mother is also Ivana Trump. And then he's got Eric Trump, who is 25 years old, and his mother is also Ivana Trump. And then also he has Tiffany Trump, who is 25 years old, and her mother is Marla Maples. And then we've got Barron Trump from Donald and Melania, his current wife, who is 13 years old. When Donald Trump was still in college, he was working at his father's real estate business called Elizabeth & Sons. He had invested in another real estate company called Philadelphia Real Estate, and that's how he got his start. By the time Donald was in his 30s, he was a major real estate agent, and he had started venturing out on other business ventures, including he opened his own Trump Taj Mahal, which he calls the eighth wonder of the world. He's got real estate, hotels, casinos, golf courses, books, restaurants, foundations, magazines, clothing, pageants, TV shows, and 256 more businesses that have the Trump name on it. He's got two how-to books that he wrote himself on his businesses, how to be a businessman. He has starred in two of his own TV shows called The Apprentice. You may have heard the slogan, "You're fired," which comes from Donald Trump. That was his famous slogan during those TV shows. They ran from 2004 to 2015, and after the original The Apprentice, he started the Celebrity Apprentice, and he was on that show. And then he's got so many other things. Like he has got Trump water, which is called Trump Ice, is what they call it. He's got steaks with his name on it. He's got his own vodka. He's got so many business ventures, but none of these compare to what he had done on November 8th of 2016, and that was become our 45th president. During Donald's presidency, he done so many things. He's done so many good things for America. He actually seemed like he made America great again, which was his slogan during his campaign in 2016 before presidency. Let me see. Okay, some of the things that Donald Trump had done while he was during his presidency, he gained 7 million new jobs in America. The middle class income raised $6,000. Their average income raised $6,000. The unemployment reached 3.5%, which was the lowest in over half a century. More Americans reported being employed more than ever before, which the amount of those Americans was 60 million people were employed. He lifted nearly 7 million people off of food stamps. Unemployment for women hit its lowest in over 70 years. Small business optimism broke a 35-year record. while he was in his presidency. He signed the Tax Cut and Job Act, the largest reform package in history. He provided the average American household with over $3,100 every year, $3,100 extra dollars every year. He provided Americans with more affordable health care. The U.S., while during his presidency, was the #1 producer of oil and natural gases in the world. He put America first. That's what Donald Trump did. He put America first. When Trump took office in 2017, the average gas prices was $2.47. His average during presidency was $2.57. When Biden took office in 2021, gas prices averaged $2.42 per gallon. By June of 2022, gas prices peaked to $5 per gallon. 1 year after Donald Trump had finished his presidency term, gas had went up almost doubled. His average during presidency was $3.61 per gallon, which was 40% higher than Trump's entire term in gas. Some other hardships that we went through for Donald Trump's presidency: inflation has reached its highest level in over 40 years. Gas prices remain at a 7-year high, as explained a minute ago. Real average hourly earnings have decreased 1.7% due to inflation. 75% of Americans explain our current economy to be poor. Only 1% of those Americans are explaining it as excellent. We have wide open borders. More than 2.3 million illegal people have crossed those borders illegally into America. There have been troops pulled out of Afghanistan with no concrete plan in place for them to be safe. Our border protection and our customs had seized more than 839 pounds of deadly fentanyl since President Trump was in his term. So that brings us to, where is Donald Trump now? Donald Trump he's out campaigning for the November of 2024 election. He is trying to become our president again. He's trying to bring all these good things that he did while he was in his term back to America. Donald Trump is an asset to America for a lot of people. And that's going to reflect this year's election. But other than that, that's just a little bit about Donald Trump and what he has done, what he can do, and where he came from in his life. He started out as a businessman. He started out doing everything on his own, and he has reached so many peaks, and there have been so many valleys for him, but he never dug his head in the dirt. He always lifted it up, and he always ended up on top. So that's just a little bit about Donald Trump. And in conclusion, he's a great guy. Like he's a businessman first. He puts the country and he puts everything else first before himself. Donald Trump doesn't need the money for his presidency. Donald Trump doesn't need the fame. Donald Trump had that before. He had already reached those milestones before presidency. So that just goes to show for a lot of people that Donald Trump is for the people of America. And thank you for listening to me.